last Friday, we had a discussion about Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors plays Kang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was in Devotion. He's been in a lot of stuff recently. He was in Creed 3. He's a star on the rise, or at least he was. And he had an incident about a month ago where he got into an altercation with his girlfriend in a taxi cab. And there was a whole kerfuffle about what might have happened. Lawyers got involved. He got arrested. All sorts of things happened. And I just never thought it was going to be something that was going to destroy this dude's career. One, because she came out, and even though it seemed like a weird type of battered spouse thing, said it was her fault, that she took his phone. Basically, what happened was she got hit because she took his phone and tried to look at his phone, which seems like she's saying it was my fault that you hit me. I can't confirm that. I can't assume what she means by that. But this incident happened less than a month ago, and this guy's career seems to be taking nothing but blows. And that, whatever that means, I don't know. But I do know that Hollywood is an industry full of degenerates, and I wonder why one gets punished more than the others.
If that woman's statement was aimed at exonerating Jonathan Majors of his abuse allegations, it definitely didn't work, which makes me think, like, did no one review it beforehand?
Before releasing it.
Yeah, and like maybe make it sound less like it comes from a battered housewife.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that anything non-violent justifies violence as a response.
Absolutely. So his management company and his PR firm have both taken a hike away from him. Entertainment 360 is the name of the management company. They've cut ties, and the PR firm is called Lead Company, and they said they're on a hiatus, which might mean that they'll come back to him when he's less radioactive. But like you said earlier, isn't the whole point of a PR firm to help him with crap like this?
This announcement that his PR firm has dropped him literally just makes the PR firm look bad at their job.
Incompetent.
The point of existing, the reason that PR firms still maintain their existence is to deal with their clients' PR problems.
Yeah.
And
he's in the middle of
reverse those problems and give them positive PR.
Yeah.
And now they've made it even worse. So why would other clients be attracted to them?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Makes them look incompetent.
Especially for someone like him who's a star on the rise. I was wondering why Marvel, who's got a lot of power right now, whether the movies are doing well right now or not. I know a lot of people, there were some comments on our video earlier about how Disney losing a couple $100 million isn't a big deal, because they make billions. I'm like, yeah, but you can only lose hundreds of millions of dollars for so long before hopefully it actually starts taking a dent out of your bottom line and you start listening to people. But in the meantime, Marvel and Disney have a lot of power within that industry. We've seen the way it affects their ability to just monopolize the time of CGI artists. Like, why would you'd think they would be closing ranks to help him? Like, I know that people would think that they're going to cut ties. I don't think of Disney as the company that cuts ties because of bad PR anymore. I think of them as a company that would want to just try and protect him.
Is this showing the difference between the way that DC reacts to Ezra Miller?
They're more like
and the
DC.
way Marvel reacts to Jonathan Majors.
They should be more like DC.
But on the contrary, the Flash is a far less important character in the DC.
Or they should be less like
than
DC.
Kang is for the MCU.
I don't even know
more
what
is resting on him.
Yeah, and they're not the same cases, so I'm not comparing these as a one-to-one situation. Obviously, what Ezra Miller done has been caught on camera multiple times and is proven over and over again to be a menace to society.
By, like, hundreds of people.
Yeah, so like that is very different than a single incident like this where I can't corroborate. I don't know anything about it. I don't see a pattern of behavior here. So other people have spoken about how he's got a reputation in that industry, but that's all secondhand information. I can't speak to that. I can only speak to the idea that Hollywood is an industry full of bad people, and they tend to not have a problem with that type of behavior as long as the person's going to make them money. But I don't even remember the last time I remember a PR firm actively dropping a client was Kanye.
Yeah, they did.
CAA, like he got left by CAA.
That scandal was so much larger.
Yeah.
And Kanye, I guess that's because Kanye is a much bigger star than Jonathan Majors is. Yeah. But still, like, it is a huge deal to be such a huge role in the MCU.
Especially going forward, because you'll be multiple movies.
This last release, the Ant-Man and Quantumania movie was not about Ant-Man. It was about Kang, and the whole point was to set him up for the next phase. Now he's becoming a nightmare for them.
I actually asked this question on Friday. Like, this is the nightmare situation, right? This isn't like saying that this is happening. I'm saying, like, imagine. Oh, we got a $20 one right there.
High Voltage 75 said, "Don't mind me. Just felt like throwing you off with this super chat. Don't have much else to say. Oh, great appearance on IRL, Brett. Good takes. That's all. Carry on." What were your takes on it?
I don't remember. I made fun of. Somebody said, like, when they were talking about Dylan Mulvaney and beer and stuff like that, and they're like, beer knows no political party. I'm like, have you ever been to a microbrewery? I could tell you the political affiliation of every single dude in that place, and they all vote Democrat. There was a microbrewery in Minnesota that had a large mural of Ruth Bader Ginsburg out front.
It's those and bookstores that are very, very partisan.
Yeah, I was like, I could tell you I could literally, maybe not at like a bar. A bar would be different, but a microbrewery, you can tell the political affiliations of those people. Okay, so this is what I was saying. Given how interconnected everything at Marvel is, right? Like, imagine 20 years from now, you find out that some major character, like the actor, ends up being like a serial abuser or something, and they have to figure out he's now in 19 movies of ours. Can we just get him out of 19 movies?
Do you put a disclaimer?
Yeah, like, we do not endorse the behavior of so-and-so. I'm not going to name any names.
Imagine if every movie, in part financed by Weinstein's production company, had to put a disclaimer in front of their movie that it was funded by a serial abuser. But they haven't done that.
People have asked about that, too, because, like, Dimension Pictures was big, Miramax, like, all that stuff have said, like, maybe they should put those types of warnings. I'm like, you're actually Streisand affecting it.
Of course.
If you do that. Because normal people who don't care about this stuff don't know the name of the production company that Harvey Weinstein ran. Nor do they care.
A lot of people, I'm sure, are not even all that aware of the scandal of Me Too and Harvey Weinstein. And
I don't know about that. I think the average person knows about
the reaction when Epstein died under mysterious circumstances. Did you go outside and feel like anybody cared?
No, nobody cared.
Did you go to the gym and feel like anybody was, kind of off their routine, off their daily routine? Yeah. I don't think anybody who doesn't pay very close attention to media or politics or whatever
I do think this is actually something that I try to bring up a lot, and I'm never good at vocalizing what I mean by it. But what I mean is that all of us are in our own kind of, it's not an echo chamber, but you are algorithmically, in a lot of ways, controlled by the media you take in and what you surround your life with as far as the stories you read about, even what we talk about here. You take for granted that normies exist. One of my favorite things to do is when I go look at someone's Instagram page, right? And I go look at their following list, and there's just glorious, nobody political, nobody left, nobody right, just people in the media, like women following hair care brands and stuff like that. They're not interested in politics. They don't care. And I think that that's, in a lot of ways, wholesome. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need people to care about politics 24/7.
But now apolitical is left wing. So, but anyway,
default liberal.
My point being, I feel like a lot of these PR concerns are way overblown. The talent agency dropping him, the PR firm dropping him.
This would have disappeared.
They're operating as if everybody else is just as plugged in to the ins and outs of the entertainment industry as they are. They have to be for their jobs.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are in a very insulated worldview where they don't understand that normal people who go to see a Marvel movie, even Marvel fans, are in large part completely blissfully unaware of the personal lives or scandals or reputations of any of the people on screen. And it's probably gonna stay that way. And it's probably better that way.
I don't know if maybe part of this is contractual because legal's involved. He is being charged. So this is a criminal. This will end up going to court. If maybe there's contractual obligations with these talent agencies that require them to cut ties with him because of it's just pro forma. They just have it in their contracts.
If it's criminal activity, you get dropped.
You get dropped.
But if it's just an allegation without a charge, what then?
then maybe the idea is that
the allegation can happen to anybody.
Yeah. So then the hope would be that they wait it out and look for evidence, right? You don't just drop somebody because somebody made an allegation that can't be proven. That's what I would hope. I would not want them to just drop somebody because somebody said something on the internet. You'd need to, at the very least, you'd need substantial evidence to prove the claims.
I am going with my gut because there's no way you can ever know. And I think something probably happened where he was at fault.
Okay.
And also, it doesn't matter.
Well, here.
Why? Who is affected by this?
The people who can't wait to see Kang in the Marvel. Me.
You can't watch Kang and not think about.
No, I don't care. But the average person. Like, but I'm saying, but it'll affect me if he doesn't get to play Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
That bothers me.
That's one thing. More people are invested in Marvel than in Jonathan Majors'
I don't give a crap about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I care about.
I think a lot of people are pointing out the disparity in the reaction to Ezra Miller and Jonathan Majors and blaming racism, which I think is totally bogus.
You don't think that's accurate? I wrestled with that, but I wasn't sure. I don't know whether that's a fair claim or not. There's a $20 one right there.
Mary Simp, laughing emoji, said, money for Ghost Girl to get firearms training to stop creepos and stalkers from messing with her. Stay away from her car and just let Mary enjoy her life. Get armed, my fellow Americans. Get training and get legal advice regarding use.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get bogged down not realizing how much bureaucracy there is in owning firearms in a lot of jurisdictions.
My take on that, which I was just thinking about earlier, is like, yes, states' rights is a thing, but if states' rights results in you having to go through the bureaucratic minutia of every state's individual and every like county's individual laws and bylaws about firearm use, then you're essentially, the result is that you're essentially barred from using and owning firearms.
I didn't even bring, I just left what I own in Minnesota just because I flew. When I moved here, I didn't drive, I flew. And just didn't have the time or the inclination to look up what the rules and for transport were, which I found out are supposedly easier than I thought they were, but I didn't do that, and the result is
you didn't do it because that's the intention.
Yeah, and they make no, it was my own fault. Like I could have done the cursory research.
But the intention behind it,
yeah.
You can see the intention behind creating all of these structures of bureaucracy is to deter people from trying.
First thing that's going to happen when I go home is I'm going to end up going to the range and hitting the ceiling because I haven't shot in it's been 2 years now.
But anyway, that's relevant.
For Jonathan Majors, for this case, I just wonder I don't think racism played a role in this. I don't.
Well, everyone who's constantly looking to blame racism for all the problems in the world definitely felt convicted that Jonathan Majors is getting racially profiled.
Like Ezra Miller, I don't actually agree that they're not of similar standing. I think that Ezra Miller's character is very, very important, especially if DC seems to be continuing to go forward with him. Weirdly enough,
well, they've changed the direction of the DCU's.
But we don't know if he's going to survive past the Flash movie. Well, that will be very interesting to see.
I think that they've changed the story arc based on not wanting him in the movies.
But he's in the. So, you think that they're going to get rid of him after the Flash movie?
Yeah, I don't. I think so.
I think they leave him in.
But ultimately, all of these production companies, PR firms, and talent agencies, they're going to pretend that they make these decisions for moral reasons, and that's never the case. Thank you.
It is fair to say that the Flash, it may not be about race, it's about gender identity. That's what gives him special privilege.
It's like the meme of Squidward where he's looking in two different directions, and one is like my loyalty to Me Too, and the other one is like my anti-racism.
Yeah. Yep.
In this situation. So are we gonna believe all women, or are we going to believe that Jonathan Majors is not capable of wrongdoing because he's black?
I would
say either way,
yeah,
it's completely illogical.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.